Hey, what's up? It's Whistle, and welcome back to Timberborn. In the last episode, we left off just before the start of a drought, which we will start up in a sec. We did triple our water storage, maybe a bit more. We built a couple houses, and we finally finished up our little warehouse section up here. In addition to building 2 more water pumps, we got another potato field for food, another grill, and most importantly, we finally started construction on our little industrial zone. So we have some water wheels that are going to be providing the power for us, and lumber mills, so we can get a whole crap ton of planks. And then we have another large warehouse which is going to be used for industrial storage, and then a hauling post in order to move things around. So we're gonna go ahead and hit that play button real quick. And in order to prepare for this drought, I'm gonna pause these 2 water pumps. We'll see how long the drought is, might pause a third. We do only have 300 water for 33 beavers, so depending on the length of the dry season, we may be in a little bit of trouble, but we're gonna try to make it through. And hopefully this doesn't dry up. Luckily, however, we do have almost 2,000 food, so if this does wind up drying up, we will have more than enough food to be able to recover. Water is the only real concern here with this dry season, because unless we have 2 bad ones back to back, we won't really run out of food. And our dry season is going to be 5 days, so I think, trying to remember how long the last one was, but we had these 2 pumps going for most of it, and we should be fine. But I think I'll just go ahead and turn this one off for the moment, and once we're able to either see what's going on in terms of we're about to run out of water, or oh, we're fine, we can leave a second one on for the last couple days, we'll do that, but we'll leave it as it is for right now. Righty, so we're gonna open up this hauling post because we did have 6 unemployed beavers there, so that automatically filled in with 5 of them, and I'll just add 1 more builder here, just to kind of help build things a bit quicker, because we should be getting to start on, yes, these stairs here. So these are going to be the stairs down to our industrial zone, and while I'm thinking of it, let's go ahead and place that one down as well so they can start expanding out this way. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and mark all of these little platforms that I had building up to our houses here. I'm going to just set those to a lower priority. I don't care too much about that right now. I'd rather get started on all of this. We can get the infrastructure going because we do have 5 children right now. So once we get things down here, we'll be able to get all 4 of these populated, and we can move some of our haulers from up here to down here to move things around a little bit. And again, as I was talking about in the last one, I might wind up putting a builder's hut down here as well once I unlock it. But for right now, I'm going to get started on a levee. So levees, as I have said in the past, they are just a solid block for the water. So they will not let any water pass unless the water is going over top of them. And unlike a dam, so a dam here does have, if I can get my camera right, oops, sorry for going into the ground there, but it does have a tiny little gap. I can't quite get the camera up on this one, but there's a tiny little gap where the water is going to flow over. A levee will not have that. It's just a solid block of wood. So I think I'm going to go ahead, and start building this up a little bit. This is going to cost us a lot of wood, but I'm not very worried because look at all these maple trees just growing. Look at all these beavers harvesting them, moving the logs around. Wood is not an issue at all, and that is fantastic. So we're going to build this up, and I do want to plan it out so that way we kind of stare it down to this level here. So that way we can start building stuff on. Oop, I was totally in the wrong spot there. That is my bad. Anyway, I want to have it at that height so we can just start staring get some stairs. We can use this as buildable land as well. And there's no real need to have a dam rather be taller than this island, because the water's not going to get up to that height anyway. So yeah, and I think if I'm looking at it, yes, my industrial zone is going to be one taller than this little island here, so that is perfect. So we're going to make sure we're lined up properly this time and start building on up. Perfect. Okay, and the reason I'm doing it this way instead of platforms is right now wood is a lot easier for me to deal with than planks. So if I can minimize the amount of planks that I'm trying to use to build this, that will help a lot. And the main reason I'm doing this is because our water source is all the way over here. So if we follow this little line, I'll keep my mouse in there for you guys. But if we follow this into here, down into this little river, and then between here, all that water is going to keep on backing up into this level here. And once I actually build all the way across, I'll put in, actually I might platform a couple of these. At any rate, once I figure out the specifics of this, we will be able to have a whole heck of a lot of water stored here. We can put water pumps along this edge here. Once that happens, I will never be worried about water again, quite frankly, because the amount of water we'll be able to store, even just in this and exploring the map, this was probably only about half of what the water is going to get stocked up behind. I haven't seen a drought long enough that's going to make me concerned for this, so that is super exciting. Okay, I don't know how I want to do this, so I think for right now I'll just kind of set it to that height. Looks good. So what is going to happen, the water is going to hit up to this level here, and then it's just going to start flowing over this, because this is 2 blocks shorter. So the water is going to flow over here a little bit, so it's not even going to reach the full height of this little platform. But oh well. Why is there a stair down there? It's interesting. So we're almost done with this. I'm gonna delete that, and I'll start stairing with this one, I think, just to save a little bit of wood. Alrighty, and we are currently on day 3, just about, of our drought, or day 2. We have 230 water. Our water level in the river looks good enough to me, so I think we're going to be good. I'll just keep an eye on the water level again throughout this and make sure we're good. But I think we will be able to survive, and as soon as we make it out of the dry season, I'll just open up the other 3 pumps here, and we'll just be getting a ton of water. So let's see. What are we prioritizing our planks to? These stairs here. Wonderful. So that'll be the more important thing, realistically speaking, as opposed to this dam, because I will have all of the next wet season to build this dam, and that is plenty of time. So especially with this water storage here, these 4 pumps that I have up here are going to be more than enough to get this water filled in. Yeah, so the builder's hut now I'm going to unlock. I have 135 science. This costs 100. What this does is it will employ 4 builders. So putting one down here is probably a good idea, but I will hold off on that for a little bit. And I think I'm just going to, where could I put one? Might not honestly be a bad idea to just put one right in here. Will it fit better here? No, that's fine. So we'll just put it right here, I guess. It'll be able to build anything on this. So that will expand the range a little bit of our District 1 builders here. So that is helpful, but the more helpful thing is that it's just going to employ 4 more builders. 4 more builders. So I'm going to be doubling the speed that things can be built at, which is going to be really, really nice. Especially once we're able to get all of these built up, because then we're just going to have planks for days. So anything I ask to be built that just needs logs and plants is going to be able to happen really, really quickly. Alrighty, checking again on our water levels. Everything looks good. We're at 210 water, so relatively stable. We'll definitely be able to survive 2 more days. Just want to make sure this doesn't dry up if I can avoid it, because I'd rather not lose crops. But again, if it happens, it happens. I have almost 2,300 food and only 33 beavers, so I don't even know how long that would sustain us for, but I know it is a very, very long time. And I know I just said I'm probably not going to use platforms, but just for the sake of letting water through, I'm going to go ahead and use platforms on this. Because I don't want to waste dam height on something that's not going to be used, because it's just going to flow over this little ledge here, because that seems a little silly to me. Oh, and this is almost done. We just need 1 log and 4 planks. So come on, little beavers, make those planks for me. So excited to be able to speed all this up. You guys have no idea. And I'm going to make sure all my priorities are good on all of this stuff. So let me just set that to a little higher. And then we will start working on this stuff here. I can probably actually make this one and this one green. I just need to make sure the beavers are able to get through. Come on, is that it? That is it. Wonderful. So stairs are built here. So our builders should start coming down and just building on some stuff down here. And I am actually going to just go ahead and open up our demolishing tab here and just tell them to get rid of all of these trees. I don't need them here. They're just going to get in the way at some point. So I don't need that done right now, but just kind of throughout building everything else, I want to make sure that that gets done, because I don't want to plan on building something and then realize I don't have the space, have to wait on it. So I'd much rather the builders just start clearing that out as they have the time to. And at night, it's a little difficult to see, but that is running low, so that's probably going to wind up drying up before the end of this dry season. But that should be okay, because we should be able to get this dam built during the wet season, especially if we can get some more of these builder huts going, which, let me hire that priority real quick so I can get some more of them, because ultimately building things is just about having the beaver power, if you will, to move the objects around and move them to the desired locations. Alrighty, 1 day left in our dry season. 175 water, 176 if you want to be technical. So we're gonna be a-okay. And yeah, this is about to dry up. You can see just how low that water line is. It's usually right around here, especially when that water is flowing. So it is a bit low, but we should be okay, because even if this dries up now, most of these crops won't dry out for about a day in my experience with this game. So now that we're at the 0.8 days, that's not a huge concern. So looks like we're gonna do just fine. And we need 5 more planks on this builder's hut in order to double our builders here. And I am seeing a lot of little red circles above a lot of these buildings, meaning that everything is full. So I really need to get the planks going so I can just use a whole bunch of wood on this dam here, because each of these levees takes 12 logs. So bad at doing math on the fly, but that is going to be a lot of logs, and really not too many planks, because each platform is going to take 4 planks, and each stairs also takes 4. But once we get these 4 running, we're going to have plenty of planks. The issue with planks, if there is one, is that the lumber mills, once they get going, unless I manually stop them, it is pretty easy to wind up with a whole bunch of planks if I'm not, having them made into gears or doing something else specific with them, like building extra water storage or something along those lines. And the planks will take up space in these storage spots, which could wind up interfering with food. Whereas these log piles, that's the only thing that can get stored here is just wood. So each of these can only hold 180. That's all they can hold. They can't hold planks. They can't hold any food or anything. So you know what you're getting with that. But I am going to go ahead, I think, and just build like 2 more of those. That fits perfectly. Yeah, so I'll just build those 2 more. Just get a lot more, and at some point, probably once I get the houses cleaned up, I'll just put a whole bunch of log piles up here. And this will be a main logging area for our civilization for a little bit. Drought ended. Everything went okay. River didn't dry up. We still have plenty of water, so I'm going to just open up these water pumps again, just so we can start building up our little stockpile. And our builder's hut is built, so that's fantastic. I'm going to knock down one of these and, yes, get them employed in the builder's hut. Maybe I'll do a second one here. So the builder's huts are also unique because when they're not building something, there's this little box here. So if they are not building something, they're going to move goods from warehouse, from a warehouse to where it needs to go, or something into the warehouse, etc. So yes, a path would be helpful. That's why that was showing up. Are you connected now? You are connected. So anyway, they're going to be able to build stuff and transport stuff. So having builders' huts scattered around is really, really nice. The hauling post is fantastic just because it only takes up 6 tiles, but you can have 10 beavers moving stuff around for you. All right, and it looks like I accidentally did this perfectly because the last road piece that our beavers can reach physically in terms of working and getting supplies to and from for a building to run is right here. So everything works out perfectly. They are still going to be able to build on this water wheel because if I can click on the right thing here. So the outline of the blue square is right here. So they are going to be able to just reach over to that one and start building so we can wind up getting power, which is phenomenal. And I'm going to, that is good. Cool, so we just need a little builder to come by and hammer those 2 in. That'll be built, and then we're going to start to get some power into this lumber mill, which is lovely because then our plank issue is going to go away. And they haven't started on this little patch of trees yet. Again, not a huge concern, just something I want done at some point in the future. And they already built those log piles, so yeah, super, super exciting stuff. And once this dam gets built, I think I'm going to queue up a lot of water pumps here. So as I have said, the water pumps can go down 2 blocks. So let me demonstrate that for you real quick. Let me just set this to a lowest priority so that doesn't get built for a while. So the level that it's on, it's going down 2 blocks. So I'm going to be able to get 1 block's worth of water out of all of these water pumps, at least until I unlock dynamite in order to bring this down 1 block. But that is going to be plenty, and they'll be able to run full time even in the dry season and pull in a lot of water, just because the sheer water volume we're going to have in this area, because all of this stuff here, I think with the exception of this little bit, is just going to be water storage for us. So yeah, water is really not going to be a concern as soon as this dam is built either. So we're finally approaching what I'm going to consider in this game the middle of it, because we're not really concerned about natural things like a drought coming and ruining us, or, am I going to have enough food or anything like that? So we're getting into the resource gathering part of the game. And then the end game is when you start to build super crazy stuff like, putting a dam around the end of the map just to keep, water in here, and just kind of flooding the whole area, or building a super, super tall skyscraper of residential buildings or something crazy like that. But we are a while away from that, because that'll take a lot of strategics and such. So our lumber mills are done. We have 3 out of the 4 built. This should be built shortly. We have plenty of wood, so it's just a matter of getting builders down here. And these 2 are connected, so we're already starting to see a bunch of planks coming in. Obviously that'll start to get used on this, but at some point we'll be able to start storing those planks, and I am here for that. Just looking around, it looks like all the building things we plan to get done in this episode, I think, with exception of this, are just about done. I think, let me see, is there anything else I'm missing? No, I guess not. I'm gonna do a quick jump, I guess. I will wait for this to wind up being built. It'll take a few days. We might wind up getting the warning for the dry season, which if that happens, I will be back. But otherwise, I will see you guys when this dam is built. All right, and we are back. As you can see, our dam is almost done. So we have, looks like 3 more levees to place, which I guess is going to have to wait until tomorrow at this point. So we're going to start to notice this water just filling up little by little. It might wind up flooding over a little bit by the end of the day. But look at all of this back here. This is already starting to fill in. We have this nice little pond thing back here. This is starting to get nice and level. Once we build up another level or 2, all of this right here is going to be filled in. We're going to get all of this filled in going down into here. So yeah, we're going to have plenty of water stored up. The only real concern at this point is just making sure that we hopefully did this early enough in the year in order to get some water yield out of it. Because if we get a dry season coming in the next day or 2, we're not going to have enough time to build what we need to build for that. But I can actually squeeze one more in here if I just go ahead and get rid of you and get rid of you. I'll just do a path. Come on, path. There we go, just like that. Get a water pump here, here, and here. And I think that'll be more than good for a while at least. And if we need to, we can start putting water pumps on this island as well. Or even we could take some triple platforms. We can build up in here, just build a nice little path out, and we could just put a bunch more out here as well. And we can have those be at a specific water level, which is great. So let me just connect all of these up super quick. That looks ugly, but no way to avoid that, I guess. Just connect all of you. Wonderful. And yeah, you can already see our water is starting to fill up. We're about halfway up on the dam here. And it is turning all of this green as well, which I might wind up using to my advantage at some point. I am running out of room that the builders are going to be able to build probably towards the end of this island over here. They're not going to be able to go too much further. But this is something I could put a little river in, have all this be green space, and turn it into a farm or something down the road. But plenty of options and plenty of time to think about it, so no need to worry about that right now. Here we go, spreading into this area back here. Again, just a nice little torrent of water. This is the part that's going to take a while to fill up, so it is very, very possible we're not going to have enough water in this to get us into the dry season. So I think I'm going to actually go ahead and just put in, oop, that's not gonna work. Dang it. Just because I need stairs and everything, so it's probably not even worth it to, it might be. So we'll put one stair here, I guess. Just for sake of it being able to connect, we'll run a little pathway, just like that. Because this one is one lower than the rest of them, so in the off chance, or maybe not so off chance, that the water level doesn't get up to the height of these, it should get up to this, and then we'll be able to have a pump running the whole dry season. And one pump should be good. Something else I did while you guys were away, just to wrap up the video, is I put a couple houses on top of these, which the beavers already did their thing. We have 11 babies at the moment. Space for one more, so that'll happen shortly. And I also put in some of these. These are double lodges, so they can hold 6 beavers, and they only take up 2 tiles, but they are also too high, and the entrance is on the 2nd level, which is why I have them set up the way that I do. So these beavers are gonna have to go up the stairs, take the path, go into their house. And for right now, I do have these all paused, so no beavers are gonna be living in here. But I don't wanna introduce another 18 beavers in, especially after I just did another 12. But I definitely don't want to do 18 beavers while I am unsure about what our water situation is going to look like immediately in this dry season. Once this fills up, I'm not worried about it. I can have as many beavers as I want, basically. And it'll just be a matter of making sure I have enough water pumps to pull the water out. But just to get going, I should at least get, oh yeah, that'll be good. This one right here. That'll be nice and good by the time the dry season comes in. And also one last thing is these water wheels are not working for some reason. Just interesting, because they should be. So I'll try to figure out what's going on with that, probably in between episodes. But at any rate, they're only going to be able to be working when the river is flowing. So in the dry season, I'm not going to have power down here, which means I will need to look into getting some windmills as well, just to kind of help out during the dry season, just to get a little bit of extra power going. But that can probably be something for next video. I'll set up a little wind farm, if you will. Might even use this space over here, just because I won't be able to put any workable buildings per se, but I can definitely build stuff out here. So like the line even at the moment is right here. All right, and with this dry season coming in, I'm going to take this as a sign to get this episode wrapped up finally. Sorry, this is probably going to be a bit longer than most of our Timberborn vids on the channel, but we got a whole lot done, and I'm super happy about this dam. I wanted to make sure this was done this episode because I've been talking about it for so long. But we are coming along so nice here, and I cannot wait to keep on playing this game, because this is my favorite part of the game, when we just think about things and we build them and we can just go ahead and do that, and we're not space limited or anything like that. So yeah, so I thank all of you for watching this video, hanging out with me for however long this video is going to wind up being. I hope all of you have a wonderful day and or night, and always remember to do something kind.